Hello, everyone. Beth and Devin here, also known as Skates to Sneakers on Instagram. We're here doing our first YouTube video because the quarantine boredom has led us to be really bored and do something we said we'd never do before, but here we are. And we're going to do the runDisney tag because we were recently inspired by Kimberly Esterbrook doing it with our parents on their walks because they thought it was really funny. And we wanted to answer the questions too. So we're going to do the runDisney tag for you guys. So the first question was, how did you hear about runDisney? Do you want me to start off, Devin?
Sure.
Okay, so I heard about runDisney just through Instagram and Pinterest pics of medals. They started just like pop up on my popular page probably around, do you remember the year that the Little Mermaid was the theme for all the races for Princess?
I think it was 2016.
So between 2016 and maybe 17, when Belle was the princess, they started to pop up on my popular page for Instagram and Pinterest, and I started to just like research it more. And that's how I first heard about runDisney. It wasn't through like an actual person. How about you?
So I had always kind of knew it existed just from going to Disney in the summer every year. And my mom actually used to say that she wanted to run the marathon mother-daughter. But that was probably when the marathon only existed, because I think Princess started in 2009, which I would have been in high school in that. So marathon may have been all there was. And then Beth, as we were in college, mentioned it a lot. And this is how I signed up for my first one. I was in the mall and Beth said, "Oh, would you have any interest in doing wine and dine?" And I was like, maybe. And she's like, "Well, I'm signing up now." So I was like, okay, I guess I'll sign up. And then I've been hooked.
And I had signed up because one of my friends, our friends from skating, had just gotten back from Lightside, and her picture, like, it looked so much fun, and I'd always wanted to do one. And I texted her, and she was still in California, and I was like, "Are you gonna do any other ones?" And she was like, "No, I don't think so, not anytime soon." And then she like looked up Wine and Dine 2017. She's like, "Well, there is still spots for Wine and Dine if you want to do it." And I was like, "I'll do it if you do it." And then we just signed up, and I texted Devin, and she was like, "Okay." So it was kind of really random that we signed up, and we like just did it on a whim.
Yeah, I showed up that weekend having done no research at all, and I was like, "This is awesome."
So the next one is, how many runDisney races have you run? And I have done 12 like runDisney individual races.
Okay. If I added correctly, I got to 21.
Did you add challenges or no?
No,
No, I didn't either. Yeah.
just races. But Dopey kind of put me over, and
Yeah. Paris.
Paris, yeah.
What is your favorite runDisney race or race weekend? So I picked Wine and Dine as my favorite race weekend. And I also really like Star Wars. And the reason I like those two is because of the course. So I like the half marathon course that they do at Wine and Dine and Star Wars that takes you through Hollywood Studios and Epcot rather than the Magic Kingdom course. And I like that those weekends are kind of like chill weekends. So those are the ones I picked. Wine and Dine being number one.
So I said marathon weekend, and then closely followed by Wine and Dine. Because I feel like Wine and Dine is always special because it's our first, and I really like it, but I really like marathon too.
I haven't been able to go to Wine and Dine like last year and this year either, even though it's one of my favorites, but life keeps getting in my way. What is your favorite park to run through? Epcot is mine at the end of a race, because this year at Marathon Weekend they did like Epcot at the very beginning, but I like Epcot at the end, and like Magic Kingdom. Like, who doesn't like running through Magic Kingdom?
Yeah, I said Animal Kingdom, specifically the full. I like the backstage with the animals being out. I think that's really exciting. And I feel like it comes after like a long stretch of nothing. And then World Showcase too.
What is your favorite Run Disney medal? So we kind of made up our own rules for this. I picked two, and Devin texted me, and she's like, "Can I pick one for every category?" So I'll start. My two favorites are both half. So my first is the medal that goes with this shirt from 2018, Wine and Dine half, and Mickey's like running through Tuscany, a Tuscan like countryside. And I really liked the gold and the colors, and I like the ribbons. That was like a pretty like rose goldy color. So that's my first one. And my second one was Princess Half from this year, because I think this one is just like really different, and Cinderella is so classy, and having the gold and the glass and like pretty blue ribbon. Those two are my top favorites.
Okay, so I did one from every category. So I'll start with 5K. I haven't really done very many 5Ks. I think I've only done 4. This one I think I like the best. The Disneyland Paris 5K, Lion King. It's nice, heavy duty, and I think the lanyard is really cool. And the 5Ks are usually kind of simple. Like I like this one too, Pluto.
I've only done one 5K, and it was Elena of Avalor.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I like Moana. She was like here, but you have to make some decisions. 10K. I think my favorite is Pocahontas from this year. It's Princess. Or I like Sun in the Loft. That one's really cute.
I like the glitter on that one.
Yeah, it's very glittery. And then for the hat, I had this in my honorable mention, Beth's favorite. I really like this race. Was really, really fun too.
Yeah, I think the memories too. Like it's a really pretty medal, and then it was just like a really good race too. So there's like
and Mickey holding Spaceship Earth.
Yes,
really cute. But my favorite was another Disneyland Paris one. Their half with Mickey and Minnie, and has a nice lanyard. Then Challenge, Dopey, Spinner. But I also took out the Castle to Chateau one. We saw this at the expo of our first race, and we were like, we want that. And it's really pretty. The lanyard has
4 of us wanted that, and Devin's the only one who's been able to earn it.
Yeah, I'm glad I did it last year, because this year looks a little bit rough. And then I also took this one out. I don't know. I really didn't like this one when they first released it, but the Wine and Dine Challenge from this year, it's kind of cool. It's really heavy, but mostly because I took it out because the lanyard is really cool, and I never noticed it. The lanyard on all of the Wine and Dine medals this year had a Spaceship Earth print.
I like that.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's nice and colorful. Oh, I skipped Marathon.
Well, you
only done 2, but I picked 2019 over it slightly. I like the black and gold. That's it.
That was a lot of medals.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Run Disney race shirt? So we wore our favorite race shirts, and 2018 Wine and Dine half. This one's a really good color, and I like how Mickey's like watercolor and like cute, and he's running with bread, which is funny. And
they're the old style too. They're championing, so they're nice and soft.
I like some of the new shirt designs, but I don't wear them often because of like the new Run Disney like shirt isn't as comfortable as the old ones. So I went with
scratchy.
Did you have any honorable mention shirts, or just that one?
I didn't get them out, but I like the one with Sven and Olaf from Wine and Dine, and I also like the half from Marathon Weekend. Donald is like running in front of it, and the castle and Spaceship Earth are behind him, and it's navy. So,
top songs on your Run Disney playlist. Mine, I have 2. When Can I See You Again? And On My Way from Brother Bear. And On My Way from Brother Bear is one of the ones on the loop for Marathon Weekend. So I like specifically remember running World Showcase to it.
I don't have like a specific playlist, but I like the classics. Go the Distance, How Far Will I Go? That one I specifically remember like coming out of World Showcase during my first marathon. So that is special. Like Into the Unknown, I think they started one of the races at marathon weekend with that this year. And This Is What Dreams Are Made Of by Lizzie McGuire. Or whatever the girl's name is.
Yeah, Hilary Duff.
Well, no, the girl in
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie.
Yeah. The
Isabella.
Isabella and Paolo.
Yes. It's not on iTunes though, so I can't really find it.
Mm-hmm. Something I've been running to recently is Miracles Happen from Princess Diaries by Myra. Do you PR at a Run Disney race? We PR in the amount of pictures that we can take throughout the race. I feel like my Run Disney times keep getting slower because I find more things to do.
Yeah, I agree. Princess was like our slowest ever.
That was by accident too.
Yeah.
Which characters do you always stop for on a course? Kevin from Up. He's only been on one course that I've done, but like he is one of my favorite characters that they have, and I will always stop for Kevin. And Rapunzel and Flynn are the ones I would always stop for.
Yeah, I said Chip and Dale. I think they're really fun and cute. And then I also said like any classic character that has a fun outfit. I like Donald Duck was out in a tuxedo outside of the Grand Floridian. It's really cute. And like a flamenco Spanish mini was out. I love stuff like that. And we have Norwegian Daisy, so that's my favorite.
We always talk like before, like what character do you want to see out? Like what are your bucket list characters? So I always say I want Hercules and Megara together, and I haven't gotten them yet.
Yeah, well, one I thought I'd never see was Quasimodo, and he was out at Princess, which was really exciting.
Yeah. Princess this year had some of the best characters. What is your favorite pre and post race meal? So for my pre-race meal, I put like pizza or 50s primetime because I like the food at 50s. And post-race was like way easier. Pre-race, I don't know. I feel like I just eat whatever. But post-race, it's breakfast at Boma.
So I said pre-race, just pretty much any kind of plain pasta with red sauce, or I really like gnocchi, if they have that.
At Uncle Tony's.
Yeah. And post-race, I said brunch, and I said Boma's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But anywhere brunch is pretty solid.
What is your favorite costume that you have run in? We've done some really good ones, but I had an easy, like, hands down, this is my favorite. And it was this Princess 10K when we did the Arendelle figure skaters, and we actually, like, had ice skates. That was my favorite one we've ever done.
So I was not as decisive. So, like, a solo costume, I think my favorite was French Minnie Mouse that I wore for the Disneyland Paris half. And for the 5K at Marathon Weekend, I did the Run Disney Mini. And then group costumes, I also had the Arendelle figure skaters when we ran as teacups, and the Mouser-size Mini. And then I had a couple honorable mentions. I liked the Cinderella from this past Princess half. I put on the Run Disney page with that costume. And Spaceship Earth, I did that. And I got a lot of compliments, and that was really fun. And Safari Mini.
Those are all really good.
Making the costume is like half the fun for me. I like how we lead up to it for 6 months and pick something out.
Yeah, it's like the anticipation and like the process and then everything coming together. The last question is, what costume are you looking forward the most? And I didn't write down an answer for this one because I am not going to be at Wine and Dine. So I'm not currently planning costumes for Wine and Dine. I plan to be at marathon weekend, but I haven't started planning any costumes yet, so I don't have an answer.
I was in a similar boat. I said I don't have anything planned at the moment, especially because of the coronavirus. I don't want to like spend a lot of money and time and plan something. I wrote that I've always wanted to dress as Marie from the Aristocats, and I think being like the new Topolino's Minnie Mouse with the newspaper print, I think that could be a cool costume. And for the canceled Star Wars race, I had planned to be like a galactic Minnie Mouse, kind of a play on the Minnie Mouse main attraction, Space Mountain doll, but not Space Mountain. So I'm not really into Star Wars, so I thought that was kind of outer spacey and fitting. I didn't actually build it because it got canceled, but maybe next year.
When we do group costumes, we usually start at like one idea and like kind of work our way to something else. So when we were the 80s Mouser-sized Minnie, that started as being Barbie from Toy Story 3 or Toy Story 2. And we ended up in like a totally different place.
Well, they released that merch as we were like starting to plan it, and I was like, hey, did you see this? This is really cute and more Disney.
I feel like we're constantly thinking of costume ideas. We have like a joint note where like any type of idea we write down just to like have a place to like go to be inspired. But sometimes we're still like, I have no idea.
And I will be at Wine and Dine, fingers crossed, but I'm not counting on it. And it's villains themed, so I don't know if I'm going to plan villains costumes because at a non-villains race, I don't think I would wear a villain's costume, so I might plan some things that I could use at a different race weekend. I don't know.
So that is all of the questions on the Run Disney tag. I hope you guys enjoyed our answers, and hopefully maybe we'll come back and make some more videos. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.